Hysterosalpingography. Hysterosalpingography.
Hysterosalpingography.
Hysterosalpingograph. Oh God.
We could be better if we do this together. Better you, better me, better us.
Hi, gorgeous ladies. For those of you that don't know me, my name is Lydia, and I want to share with you my experience doing the HSG test, which is short for Hysterosalpingogram. It is basically a test that's done to check if your fallopian tubes are blocked. In my case, it was done due to infertility and having an abnormal menstrual cycle. My periods only last about a day, so that's not normal. At least I think it's not normal. This is a pretty sensitive subject to me, and it's pretty hard to talk about because it's pretty personal. That's why I decided to get more up close to the camera with you ladies. But I feel like I can be pretty open with you all about anything. And even though I know that this has nothing to do with the purpose of my channel, it's something that I hope someone can relate to. And it's also a part of my journey in some way. Plus, I feel like I just have to talk about topics that don't get talked about in your everyday life. I also feel like this can help someone if you're searching for personal experiences with this test. I feel like this might be able to help you because before I went through it, I did my research and I didn't really find a lot of videos talking about this. I also don't want to scare you. This was my personal experience and maybe it might be different for you. But I just felt like I had to share. Because I just find it crazy and shocking that it has become so difficult for me to conceive after being super fertile. I mean, it's been about 2.5 years that I haven't been able to conceive. But I don't want to get too into that. I just want to share my experience, and if you ladies want me to, I can make another video sharing my story with you. Okay, so it was pretty scary. I'm not gonna lie, I was super nervous because I didn't know what to expect. This was super new to me. I did go ahead and called ahead of time to ask if they were gonna have some kind of anesthesia or something to relieve the pain. And they said that it doesn't hurt and that I should probably just be feeling like cramps, like menstrual cramps, and that there was no need for that, or no need for me to take any type of pain medication. Well, they lied, but I'll get more into that as I continue to talk about it. Although I knew nothing about this, I didn't believe them because anything that has to do with inserting something into your vagina might probably hurt. So I ended up taking some ibuprofen just to be on the safe side. And it didn't do much. But I couldn't take anything stronger because I was driving myself to the appointment and back home. So when I went in, they went ahead and asked me a couple of questions, went a little bit into my background, if I've had any surgeries, any C-sections, how many pregnancies have I had, if I've had any miscarriages, how many living children, and all that good stuff. Oh, and how long I've been trying to conceive for. So after that, they went ahead and gave me a gown and told me to change. And the room that they put me in was basically like an x-ray room, kind of like a delivery room, except it had the big machine, the x-ray machine. And I kept repeating how scared I was that it was gonna be painful And they kept saying, don't worry about it. It's gonna be quick. It should be over in no time. And you'll be good to go. So they went ahead and had me lay down. They put like this pillow under my butt. And they had me scoot all the way down to the bed. Kind of like in a squatting position. By the way, if you feel like icky about having this kind of talk, maybe you should like opt out of watching this video because I'm gonna get a little into it. And if you're a guy, this is girl talk, unless you want to learn for your wife. But anyways, so basically they first ran it down to me and told me what they were gonna do, how they were gonna do it, but it's one thing for them to explain and it's another thing for you to go through it. They said that they were gonna insert the speculum. Then they said they were gonna insert a catheter and that they had this little balloon that they had to inflate in order for everything to stay in place. So basically, they had me scoot all the way down, kind of similar to having a pap smear. So they went ahead and inserted the speculum. And I mean, if you've had a pap smear, you know that's pretty uncomfortable, as it is. So I noticed they were having a little bit of trouble. And they basically said that my cervix was looking down. So your cervix should, when they open up your vagina, should be pointing out. Well, mine, instead of pointing out, it's like looking down, which is weird because they didn't have, I mean, I've had 3 kids and they've never told me that. They did tell me that I had a tilted uterus, but that's a different story. But no one ever said that I had a tilted cervix. Now you know I have a tilted cervix. Yay! Anyways, so that made it harder on the doctor to insert the catheter in the balloon. So they got the idea of lifting up my legs in order for my cervix to go from here to here. So they went ahead and held my legs up, and that actually did the trick. It was so uncomfortable though because, you know, complete strangers. There was about 4 people there. So good thing they were ladies. So I had 2 ladies holding up my legs like if I was about to give birth. Anyways, so the doctor went ahead and inserted the catheter in the balloon, and the nurses let go of my legs. Then they had me scoot up. They had me scoot back to get like right under the x-ray. They tried inserting the contrast and realized that the catheter in the balloon had popped out. By the way, when they insert the catheter in the balloon, you're gonna feel like needles in your uterus or like a shooting pain of your vagina into your uterus. That wasn't that painful, I'm not gonna lie. It was a little bit uncomfortable, but it was pain you can bear. Anyways, so it popped out and they decided to get another kit and start all over again. Yay! So once again, they had to scoop me back down. They tried again to insert the catheter in the balloon and realized that it wasn't working just like that, so they had to lift up my legs again. And that happened like 3 times. Yeah, because it kept popping out. So whenever they would put down my legs and had me scoot back, it kept popping out. And okay, maybe I did lie a little. The pain was a little bearable, but it's just that compared to like when they put the contrast in, it made it seem like it was nothing at all. Because yeah, like the shooting pains were pretty painful actually. Now that I'm, remembering. But anyways, so the third time around, they decided to leave a pillow under just to make sure that my cervix didn't go back down. And they let go of my legs, but I kept them up because the doctor said, you know what, like you can actually relax now. The catheter's in, contrast is gonna go in fine. You can relax. And I was like, no, I'm not gonna do this again. Like that's it, right? Little did I know, my goodness, once they started inserting in the contrast, I can't even explain the pain, but I'm gonna try my best. And I don't want to scare anyone. I don't want to scare you. If you're gonna go through it, I don't want to scare you, because you're probably in YouTube searching for experiences, and I don't want to scare you because everybody's different, and maybe I'm just too sensitive and I'm too in tune with my body that I'm able to feel everything a little bit too much. My pain tolerance is pretty high, but maybe I'm just too sensitive. Anyways, the best way I could describe the pain is like contractions. Literally felt like a burning sensation. I guess they were putting the contrast into my uterus and my fallopian tubes. I could feel like a burning sensation, and that pain went from my uterus down to my knees. All that, like that burning sensation, all the way down to my knees. And they lied, because they said it was going to be pretty quick, and it took a while. And I had mostly pain on the right side, on my right ovary. And it's weird because they had me tilt to one side first, so I try to get the contrast to go in, and then they had me tilt to the other side to get pictures. And I really hope they got all the pictures that they needed, because I don't want to go through that again. Yeah, it was pretty painful. So painful that once they were done with the procedure, I couldn't get up. I couldn't sit up. I had to lay there for a while until I was fine enough to sit up. Plus, I had all this contrast coming out of my vagina. So after it was done, they had me go change to the bathroom. They gave me a pad because they said that I was going to be letting contrast out throughout the day, and it can actually stain your underwear. And plus, I was going to be spotting. Once we were done, they said we could start trying right away. And I was like, I'm not gonna feel like trying anytime soon. I even told the doctor, I'm gonna tell my husband we have to wait a week. Because trust me, girl, you're not gonna feel like doing anything after. So I drove back to my mother-in-law's because she was watching my girls, and she saw that I was in a lot of pain, so she went ahead and gave me Vicodin. And I'm so blessed to have my mother-in-law. She watched over my girls because it knocked me out. I'm weak when it comes to medicine. It knocked me out, and she watched my girls meanwhile, because I still had to make sure I was okay to drive back home. She let me sleep it off, so that was really nice of her. The shooting pain kept going on and off for about a week, and I honestly think that maybe I got an infection or something because of so much that the doctor was doing in there, that my bladder feels full all the time. But now I have to wait for my appointment with my gynecologist. I actually wanted to get my results before making this video, but due to the fact that the day of my appointment I had to take my husband's grandma to the hospital because she had a heart attack, I had to reschedule my appointment till like the end of this month. So we'll see how that goes. But I really wanted to share my results with you. But don't worry, I will keep you updated. And I do advise that if you have someone that can drive you there, pop some pills or something. I know I shouldn't be saying this, but you know, take some strong medication because yeah, it was pretty painful. It was pretty painful. So that was my experience. Don't get me wrong. I know that a lot of you are gonna say, well, you should feel blessed to have 3 children already. I am. I feel super blessed and I'm so happy with my 3 girls. But my husband and I have always wanted a big family. So it was just shocking to us that after having my 3rd child and that we had to wait to start trying again, and then once we started trying that I wasn't able to get pregnant. But anyways, at the end of the day, it's up to God. It's not up to me. It's not up to anyone. It's up to God. And if God wants to grant me another baby, then that's good. And if not, I'm happy with my babies. But it's always good to get checked. It's always good to get checked just to make sure that everything is okay with you. So yeah, I really hope you enjoyed this video. If you have any questions, and like I said, if you want to hear my infertility experience and story, like if you want me to go more into detail, I can make another video about that. I just thought that this video was mainly to share my experience with the HSG test. So if I would have gone into the story on how my infertility started and everything, it would have gotten too long. It's probably too long already. I'm so sorry for boring you, but anyways, thanks for watching. Thanks for taking your time, because I know your time is precious, but thanks for spending some of that time watching my video. Make sure you like this video and hit the subscribe button and turn your notification bell on so you can get notified every single time that I post. Thank you all for your support and thank you for sticking with me. It's been about 5 months since I started my channel and you guys are still here, so thank you so much for that. Hope you all have a wonderful weekend. Stay safe and healthy and beautiful. And I'll see you all on my next week's video. Bye!
Say what you wanna say to me now.